Jelly here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some superhero flower pots. For my flower pot, I'm going to do Batman because he's my favorite superhero, but you can choose your superhero or you can follow along with me. To do this activity, you are going to need a pot, some potting soil, some flower seeds, a couple of brushes. I'm going to use a sponge brush and then a littler brush for my details. Some paint. I'm using black and yellow and gray since I'm going to do Batman. And then something to put your paint on, so I'm just going to use this plate. I am going to start painting my pot just a solid all over gray color because that is the color of most of Batman's superhero costume. And depending on how much paint you put on there, you might want to let it dry and do a second coat. I think that's probably what I will do. So I'm not going to worry too much about it being a little see-through at first. I'm going to go through and add a coat once it dries a little bit. All right, so I painted my pot to be all gray. As you can see, I painted over the edges and on the bottom. And I even painted this inside part a little bit. When we fill it up with dirt, we're going to fill it about 3/4 of the way full. So you might see this gray even when the flower is in it. So I wanted to paint that as well. So what I'm going to do to start making this look like Batman is I'm going to go ahead and paint the bottom part of the pot here to be his utility belt, his Batman symbol right here in the middle, and then a little bit of his face right on the top. So I'm going to start by taking a pencil and outlining what I want my design to be like. So I'm going to draw a line straight across the bottom for his belt. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and try and outline the bat symbol in the center of what would be his chest, and then the white parts of his eyes and the nose of his Batman mask on the top. Okay, so I have my Batman shape outlined in pencil. Don't worry if you mess up a little bit. You can see up here some of my lines aren't totally perfect. We're going to be painting over it, so that's not a big deal if you have a couple extra lines like I do. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the black at the bottom of his superhero costume. So I'm going to take this black and paint all along the line that I outlined. Again, don't worry if it's a little patchy at first or you feel like you can see through it a little bit. You can always paint over it and add another coat. To dry, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to take my black and start outlining Batman's mask here at the top of my flower pot. So he has two kind of triangle-y eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and make some triangles here at the top. Then he also has kind of like a pointy nose on his mask. So I'm going to make some triangles right here at the bottom lip as well, facing the other way. And those are going to make the nose of his mask. So now that I have black where his pants are and black up where his mask would be, I'm going to go ahead and add my next layer of paint, which is going to be yellow. So we're going to do yellow for his utility belt around the bottom, and then also yellow for the circular part of the Batman symbol. So I'm going to take yellow and make a thin little band just right around the top of where my black stripe is down here. Yellow is obviously a pretty light color, so if you don't want it to be see-through, remember, you can just always wait for it to dry a little bit and add another coat. And then when I'm done making this yellow band around the bottom, I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the circle part of the Batman symbol. Since the yellow is so light, you should still be able to see the symbol that you penciled in. So when you go to paint the symbol part black, you should be able to trace what you drew with pencil. For my yellow to dry, I'm gonna go ahead and do Batman's little eye slits up here. So I'm gonna take my white and just fill in where we left those triangles in his mask. Okay, now that our yellow has all dried and our white has dried, the only things left to do are to add a few details on Batman's utility belts, like a belt buckle, some, straps, things like that, and then to color in our bat symbol. So to do the belt buckle, I'm gonna do just a black circle right here in the middle of his belt. And then I'm gonna do, a few lines around it to just be some belt buckles, gadgets, things like that. Okay, and then for the bat symbol, I have mine outlined already, so I'm just gonna go ahead and trace over it. The wings of the symbol are two curved parts that kind of go along the sides of your oval that you drew already. Okay, now that we have finished painting our pot, I left mine out for a while to dry. What we're gonna do is go ahead and add our dirt and our seeds. So take your dirt and pour in a little bit, enough to, cover the bottom, probably go up about an inch. And then you're gonna pause. Open your seed packet and put a few of your little seeds down into the dirt. And then once you've placed your seeds, you are gonna go ahead and take the rest of your dirt and fill your pot up about 3/4 of the way. So about to where the lip of the pot starts and Batman's mask starts. So you're gonna pour it in, spread it out, smush it down a little bit. Okay, so I have my dirt in there. And then you're gonna take your pot and put it either in a window where your plant can get some nice sunlight, or put it outside. I think I might put mine outside. And then every day just give it a little bit of water. You might notice at the bottom of the pot, there's a little bit of a hole there. That's so the water can leak out. So if you are gonna put it inside, make sure you put something under it. Make sure when you're watering it, you just do a little bit at a time. A little bit goes a long way. You don't want to drown your plant in water. So just sprinkle some water on every day. Make sure it's somewhere where it can see the sun. And then pretty soon you should start seeing your flowers start growing out of the top of your pot. All right, so I hope you enjoyed making these Batman pots today. All the materials we gave you guys and the instructions are gonna be for Batman, but if you have another favorite superhero and you wanna do a different one, that's totally cool too. You just might need to use some different colored paint. After you make your pots and your plants start growing, make sure you take a picture of it and tag Campfire Iowa in it. I would love to see your guys' beautiful flowers and your beautiful pots. And until then, tune in tomorrow to learn how to make some Hawkeye hanger bows with me. See you next time.